Hi, my amazing souls, and welcome again to Mentor Katrina. Differently, different opinions podcast. Oh my God, we've not done a podcast kind of thing in a long time, and you're welcome. So welcome again to this episode. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you are well. My praise that you guys are doing fantastic in life and like I am. So I've not been doing this kind of videos for a while because my lighting here I don't have the lights I used to have before. So hmm, yeah, yeah, that's I've been trying to avoid this, especially these sit downs podcast kind of thing, but let's try. Let's see how this goes, okay? Now, what are we talking about on this episode of Different Opinions podcast? Remember, we say here it's okay to have a different opinion, okay? So this is mine, and you are allowed to have yours. My hair is a mess. Sorry, I just woke up. I've not even had breakfast. I don't want it to get too noisy before we do this. So, I'm about to go to the salon. That's why I'm in this because my hair is all, yeah. So, welcome. On this episode, we are talking about the importance of having, I'm advocating. I'm advocating for having disability inclusion or disability as a subject in school. And I could go on and on and on about why. Oh my God, my voice. I could go on and on about why it's so important for people to be exposed to disability from a very young age. Like grow up knowing it's there and it's normal and simple things like etiquette and how to handle it. Then again, that could get some of us like disability consultants out of work. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. There are some people outside making noise. I hope it's not getting here. And we need to get some proper microphones. Ding! Yeah. Okay, so one reason I will today for this video, perhaps I will focus on one major reason. My other phone is making noise, so okay. I will focus on one main reason, perhaps. You see, some there is a time I believe I I don't know whether I should say I dated or I almost dated someone with an intellectual disability. That's how I feel, honestly. And I got to know that much later after, of course, things had fallen apart. Like I said, I also didn't grow up knowing I'm a person with disability. My family didn't know, those around me didn't know, in school they didn't know. I was treated like every other student, and it was good. It worked for my good and my bad, of course, and sometimes to both extremes. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why. Like I'm a short stature. We are kind of fragile. There are tasks that a person without that is not of a short stature can do that for me will come with some bit of a struggle. Like our bones are not as strong, you see. But now I would be given punishments like everyone else. And in primary school, I would be beaten. And I hated school because of that. I would be beaten so bad I will take longer with the pain. The other people have already the pain has subsided. I'm still in pain. I'm still swollen, my back, my hands. Oh, sometimes I wish they knew so they wouldn't be caning me like everyone else because from then on, I have always been a bright student, but from then on, I hated school and everything to do with school. And I started dropping grade-wise because I closed school out. I didn't even want to go to high school. Like it was that bad. It was that bad. Like where am I going somewhere that they are causing me so much pain? And for me, it's simple. If you're aggressive and violent, I close you out. So if you think that's how you're going to make me work hard, do something for you, you're shouting, you're yelling, you're violent, me, I'll be closed out on you. But if you're gentle with me, oh, trust me, you got me. So all the teachers that were nice and gentle and all that, I would pass their subjects effortlessly. Effortless. That's how I work to date. If you're harsh and all that, even in life, whatever you need me to do, I'll not do it right. Actually, I will even ask you, like, why are you shouting? Why are you yelling? I can even walk out, even if it was an opportunity. Like, if you come on to me like that, no. But if you're kind, you're talking to me like a grown up, I know what I'm doing, I can hear, I can understand, I can learn, I can unlearn and relearn. Trust me, I'll do for you a perfect job. Whatever it is, I'm doing it perfectly. Even in relationships, you ever show me you can be violent? You're the shouting, yelling type. Don't know. I'm out. But if you're kind and gentle, I will. Baby, I'm a Taurus. I'll go all the way out for you. I'm all in and in and in. But okay, I digress. So I hated school because of that. So that's another reason. That's one of the reasons most of us have gone through life. We get to know that we are persons with disabilities much, much later in life when a lot of damage has happened, when we have been so hurt, and now you're learning at an older age or an adult, you don't even know how to accept it. You really don't. So for me, it took even much longer when I found out now that I'm a person with disability. It took a while to accept myself that way. It took a while. I wished I had grown knowing it, and all that. So that's one reason. Because this is not just Katrina's case study. This has happened to a lot of persons with disabilities that I've come across. You get to know much later in life, and by then accepting yourself and making those adjustments in life and everything is not easy. It's so hard. And society has hurt. You've been hurt from sometimes from our families, from friends, from school, from churches, because they also don't know. So we need this awareness. We need disability as a topic. Even if it's going to be mild and everything, but it needs to be there. Now, after school, I'm not the kind that easily dates. And, I don't know, some of these characteristics of these Taurus, whatever, this zodiac, whatever, some of some of them are true. Taurus, we are stubborn and unyielding. We don't easily accept change and such. Like if we're used to a certain way, we want things going that way. We don't. But once we're on board, we're on board. You know that. So um, I'm this person who wouldn't do like online dating, but sometimes I'll try and search. And one day I started talking to someone after they had been in my inbox. Oh my God, the amount of ignored, read, seen in my inboxes from WhatsApp to Facebook to TikTok to IG, everywhere, there, to Twitter. Okay, yeah, guilty as charged. There are so many. But this one, for some reason, after some time, I responded. I responded and we started talking with this guy. And remember, I don't know that I'm a person with disability. I don't know about disability. I don't know nothing. So for this one, because oh my God, we would talk. This guy, we would talk. Ah, especially after I agreed to give him my number, he would call, like we would talk like every single day. He would call, we talk about nothing and everything in particular. And he kind of made me comfortable, way too comfortable actually. And he even talked with my mom at some point. Yeah, yeah. And it went on for a while, a long while. I'm not easy to just jump into change. I've actually been teaching myself that lately. Um, Embracing change, being spontaneous, because I think I'm an ambivert. I can be quite introverted and quite extroverted, sometimes depending with a lot of things. So it got to a point we've been talking, it's been months. I think so. I think so. Okay. Bottom line is we got to a point where I agreed to meet him. You see, this was the kind of person that he would okay, he was fun, he was sweet. Actually, he was so sweet. So this is what he will do. He will call me until all of his credit gets depleted. Then he will send me money via M-Pesa. I load up my phone and then we talk until it gets depleted. And then it was just like that, back and forth. And these were like there were signs to show me that this person was a neurodivergent. He belonged to that class of disability, but I couldn't get that. So I was like, oh my God. Like it was fun, it was sweet, and like he calls me, all his credit gets depleted, and then he sends me money to pay credit, and then I call him, and then we talk and talk like we would really talk. And it was months, I don't know, 1 year or so before we met. Mm. We kind of got off on we kind of had a breakup even before meeting first. And then he came back. I don't know, something like that. But when I finally agreed to meet him, this is this is when around the COVID era. And then after the country had been opened up, I think so. After I don't know. I really don't remember the dates well there. That's me. That's my mind. What it doesn't consider important, it forgets. Puts them at the back there. So I agreed to meet this guy. It's someone I've met over Facebook, but he has made me so comfortable, and we've been talking for a long while. I finally agreed. I don't do that. I really don't. But I agreed and I went. And it was a time I was also challenging myself to be a bit free, a bit flexible, a bit agreeable and adaptable to change. So I was daring myself to come out of my comfort zone. So I agreed and I met him. And oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I never regretted. I did not regret going to meet him. So we first met in the CBD and he saw me, and photos don't really depict my height. Okay. So when I meet people in person who have just seen me like on TV, maybe doing interviews and all that, or when my songs used to be played a lot and on social media, my post and all that, they don't people don't really get to see my height until we meet in person. So he was like, "Wow, you're really tiny," and I was like, "Is that going to be a problem?" Because I'm ready to go back. And he's like, "No, no, 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 I'm sorry. Like I didn't mean it in a bad way. You are beautifully tiny, da 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 da." Da. And he from then on he said I was going to you literally be my baby, something like that. And he had a pet name, like a sweet name for me, and that I don't remember. So we went to, but I had gotten bored by that statement. His first statement was like, "Oh, okay, another one that's not going to work because I'm short. Yay!" But we went to a local, one of the hotel, restaurant, whatever you call them, a place you can sit and you can eat, whatever. And we talked, and we had a good time there. And I went back home, and honestly, I had put some blockage now since that first statement. So I was like, okay, we've had a time, and all right, whatever. Like, okay. So I went back home, but he showed me he had meant it. He wasn't put off, like, okay, he was surprised because my photos don't show me like that. So he was surprised about my height, but he wasn't calling it off because of that, if it was actually on. So we still continued talking mm, for a long time. And he wanted us to now meet again at his place after some months. And tired. Let's adjust this. Yeah, much better. So he wanted us again to meet, and this time we will be meeting at his place where he was living. And I agreed. It's after, like I've told you, we would talk. Hey, this is one guy we have really, really talked. Among the people like I have, will say dated, um, we really talked. We used to talk, and it got to a point I looked forward to those conversations, to our phone calls, and I loved them. I really did. I loved how easy it was for us to communicate, to just talk and laugh and, yeah, and confide in each other. So when he said meet, I was like, you know what, Catherine, I think it's time. Let's do this. And everything in me felt safe with him. So I do follow I do follow my gut. So my instinct, the Holy Ghost, I felt at peace with that decision. So I went. I did go. I packed. We were to spend a weekend, and I packed and I went. And I had a great time. I promise. And another thing I liked, I used to date minus sex. Yes, I used to date as a virgin for the longest time. And he accepted that and he respected that. And that was one of the things I used to tick when it came to the man I would like to be with. So he agreed. And I had that question, okay, he has agreed and he's okay with us not having sex, but I'm going to be with him for a whole weekend. Am I sure? Like we will be in the same house. And then I was like, I'm at peace with this. For some reason, I was at peace with him and with that decision. So I went, and we had such a great time. Oh God, oh God! If I tell you this guy was sweet, he was sweet. But there were things about him that showed now the disability bit of him. Like he could say this and not really stick to that and change in a minute. We will discuss something and we say, okay, this you should how we should not do this. And then the next minute he's doing it, he's calling, I don't know, his sister and doing that. And even he introduced me to his sister, okay, via phone call. And his sister was shocked, amazed that he was with a girl, a lady, that he had someone. And she was so happy, and we talked and all that. And we would have met physically, and things not gone haywire. But so she was so surprised. And that was another thing. Like, I guess he was not the kind to keep relationships or something, especially getting to, he loved his sister. You could tell from the way he was talking. And yeah, they had been orphaned. So, and they were just the two of them. So he really loved his sister. So you could tell from the way he was talking, there were things that made you feel like, um, that's not characteristic of like a sane person. But now this was my understanding then. Like we've just talked about this, we've said you shouldn't do this. Then yeah, you are doing it. We've talked about the people you shouldn't be calling. Yeah, you are calling them. Like you will confuse me. Like what's this? 1 minute this, oh, the next minute you're doing exactly that. Like there were those signs, and I'm like, sometimes it will even get me angry. Like, okay, why were you asking for my opinion, about this if you're only going to do the wrong thing you had thought about doing from the word go? Why were you involving me? Why were you asking for my opinion? Why were we having this conversation? You've still done it. And that's something you shouldn't do. And person can see you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to talk to this, you're not supposed to. But I didn't know. And the only thing he had told me, he had confided in me, was that he was taking some medicines. I don't know, it was antidepressants or, those ones. And they were, he told me later, they are the ones that are responsible for making him huge. Like these medicines that there are people also I know who are neurodivergent who takes I think such medicine. I don't know if they're antidepressants or whatever they are. Back then I didn't know much, so I didn't really care as long as they were not ARVs. So it didn't really matter. They were antidepressants, I don't know, whatever. But they really and getting to know about disability much later, I got to know, yeah, they really make their bodies. I think they do something to their hormones and they get really big, really huge. Yeah, he wasn't a slim guy. No, he wasn't. So especially if he didn't take them. He told me when he didn't take them, he got worse and such. And I even led him to Christ. I've been such a soul winner, you. I even led him to Christ and he loved it. He started going to church. Wait, there's a Sunday we even went together. He showed me the church where he's been going and he was so grateful. And he said back then that after I led him to Christ, that prayer of salvation, he felt like some weight had been lifted off of him, and he started reading the word. And now we would, among as we talk, we will be talking also about faith, about God, and all that. And he will feel more at ease. And whenever we talked, he will feel more at ease. He started stopping being so dependent on the drugs. Like that's what he told me. Like even much later after we had broken up, there's a time he tried to reach out, like after an year or so. And he told me he even got stronger. He stopped being dependent on those meds, and when he stopped using them, his body shrank. He now became a bit slimmer. He cut down on weight, and I saw some photos on Facebook, and he was cuter. Okay, he was cute. He was a cute guy. So he became better with now the leaner body. Yeah, but yeah, some of the things were still there, like that one on sometimes being undecisive and yeah, such things. So I didn't get him. I didn't understand because I didn't know anything about disability. And I had the sweetest guy. Oh my God. Like anytime we were together, he will do my laundry while I'm sleeping. He would, while he was doing laundry, he did mine too. He didn't mind even my undies. Like, God, he was that sweet. He would even cook for me. And we will go around the estates, him holding me. Like, he got the romantic bit of me because, oh my God, I'm a romantic. I'm a Taurus, baby. You know, I'm a goddess of love, you know. I'm a goddess of love, beauty, and abundance, wealth. So, yeah, that's me. So he got that bit of me. Maybe he was a Pisces. I don't know. Maybe he was a Pisces or something because he really got that bit of me, that part about romance. He got it. He did. Like the long conversations, the long phone calls, the deep conversations, the romantic beat. I don't know how he was sexually. Remember, we never had sex. I wasn't dating while having sex those days. So I don't know that, but he got my romantic side perfectly. And I don't know, maybe I kind of messed that up because I didn't understand the disability side of him. So he'll go around, he's holding me like he was protective of me since he said you'll be like you'll literally be my baby, you know. He meant that he was so protective, holding me wherever we go, and introducing you to people like this is my girl, this is my woman, and putting you first wherever we go. Like, God, it was sweet. It was short lived. The long period was when we were doing conversations without having met and after we had met. But the times when we were physically together were shorter, but they were, oh my God, they were sweet. They were sweet, they were fun, they were romantic, they were my thing. Now let's go get ice cream. walk around the estate hand in hand, or he's just holding me somewhere. Like, I love that. I love that. I love it. One of my love languages, okay, I love all the love languages, physical touch, quality time. His friends would call when we are together, and he was like, no, I'm with my girl. I'm chilling with my girl. Now count me out. Like, if you're coming, you can only come, say hello, and leave. We are just having a good time with my girl, like mama. Woo! And I didn't get him. I didn't get that part, that disability part. And perhaps that contributed to us parting ways. We never really fought. He wasn't that type. Yeah, he was also more like me. I don't like conflicts. I don't like fights. I'm not the drama type. And people say short people we are drama. Please don't generalize. I don't like drama. I do not like drama. I wouldn't want to date a Scorpio again. I've dated a Scorpio and he loved drama. He had a flair for being dramatic and conflictive and fights, and that, that's not my thing. I don't like fights. I don't like drama. I don't like arguments. Like, why are we arguing? Can't we just talk? Let's have conversations. Let's talk this out. So I I messed that up, and I really missed him after that. I did. I missed him after that for a while, and I remember. I think I one day did a poem. I used to write poems. I actually stopped writing poems because nothing was coming out of it, and people would steal my poems right from school, teachers, Nini, and all that. So I can write. That's my creativity, art. That's where my talents are. Music, writing. I write my own songs and all that. So I used to do poems, also stories. So I think I once wrote a poem. I don't remember, some platform somewhere. That used to be Kenya Poets Lounge or something on Facebook. I don't know if I posted it, but I had a poem on him saying my mental love. I don't know. I dated a mental something, because back then I didn't even know that we don't call them mental and all that, because for the life of me I could tell this person had a mental something, and I liked it. I liked him. I did. I enjoyed being with him. If only I could have understood that aspect by then. So maybe that lack of awareness on disability, that lack of disability awareness costed me a relationship, because I didn't know how to handle that bit of him. But I promise, I swear, he was like the nicest, sweetest thing relationship I had had, though very short lived. Like, it was amazing. It was, I think, what people call magical. It was sweet. I loved the way he treated me. And when I got into the disability world and started interacting with neurodivergent, those with autism and such, I was like, oh my God, this is it. And he was bright. He had gone through university. Yeah, he finished. He finished. Yes, yes, yes. And he even passed. Like I always say, neurodivergence, those people are, they're very sharp. If you just give them their accessibilities, They are very sharp. So yeah. So yes, I am for advocating for disability inclusion, like a bit of it as a subject. Let's grow up. Let children grow up knowing there's disability, how it comes about, and some of the changes, their accommodations, the reasonable accommodations for persons with disabilities. Because I didn't know that, and that costed me. A very nice person, a very sweet person. Oh my God, I love the way he treated me. I to date, if I remember him, I remember all that. There's barely a bad thing I can say about him. There's barely a bad thing. Even the thing that made us to like break up, it wasn't that big of a thing. No, no, it wasn't. So yeah, it and it had to do with his aspect of disability that I couldn't deal with because I didn't know better. And so please, just teach yourself a thing or two about disability. You never know where you're going to need it. You don't have to become a person with disability or have a relative. You could be like me. You could meet maybe your potential soulmate and things fall apart because you don't know how to handle him or her. Something very little or subtle, or maybe it's big, but with awareness would have dealt with it. But you lose it, you lose a good person because you don't know. Like we need the basics. Everyone need at least the basics of disability. So that was it today about on the different. Oh, that's it about today's episode on the Different Opinions podcasts. Let's get to learn a bit about disability, and if it can be included as a subject in school, it will be amazing. Super, super amazing. Yeah, and wherever he is, I always wish him the best. I hope he's doing fantastic. I still wish you're doing well wherever you are. If you ever, if you ever get to come across this video and you get to know it's me, well, it's you I was talking about. I still wish you the very best in life. You deserve it. You deserve the very best in life. Yeah. Okay. Bye. See you on the next episode.